Do you also have superpowers when you are close to deadline? In 3 months I went from this to this. And this is already after I wasted over a year on developing this game. What is my secret for such a progress now? Simple, I hate this project. But before we will talk about my feelings, let's do standard progress report of my crappy game, because it's the end of the year and it's the last chance to talk about it really, because it's also last and final devlog of this game. Also, happy holidays, whatever you are doing now, and hey, happy new year, because you haven't heard from me for the last month and you will probably not hear from me for the next month. So let's move on to my game called Solhame Chronicles. A detective game, a open world wannabe. With one main street, with no action, linear story and one hand-painted building placed all over the map. Doesn't sound too glamorous, because it isn't. First of all, characters. For this last devlog, I planned to create 2 characters and some generic model for crowds, so I painted them and modeled the first one. Or rather, I took a shortcut and remodeled free Blender character model, as I really didn't have time to play artist. And I don't know what the fuck happened, but I like the 2D version of this girl, and now in 3D she just looks wrong. Not sure why. If you are terrified of what the fuck I'm doing with the UVs, your instincts are right. I butchered the good 3D modeling practices. But I am not a 3D artist, nor do I want to be, so I do whatever I want. For a moment there, I wanted to use my previous player skeleton, this one, but then I thought, since I am doing so well shortcutting, maybe I will just finally implement ALS. What is it? It's free Unreal Engine system for player locomotion that is advanced. You're welcome. It would allow me to finally have a nice movement and game feel. And well, it was not a fucking shortcut, okay? First of all, I had to somehow integrate all ALS functionalities with my custom player code, and I cried over the code I created at the beginning of the year, and throughout the whole year later. I did so many stupid and unnecessary stuff, like I referenced character in almost every part of my code. So, when I switched to this new ALS character, I had to update virtually every file in my code. Yeah, it was fun. Luckily, at least proportions in my model were more or less okay for the ALS skeleton, so after small adjustments, I just parented it in Blender with my models, exported it, and it worked. Yeah, okay, Google help. Okay. Okay, now with the new way of exporting, all was worse? Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Can I escape this? Maybe if I just jump? Jump! God damn it! What's going on? Am I falling? Or am I floating? Okay, why is it worse now than before I followed instructions? Okay, do you also follow tutorials as they go before watching them till the end? Don't. So I needed to update weight paints. Probably didn't need to do anything with accesses. It took a while, as I had problems importing it correctly back to Unreal Engine, but yeah, it finally works. She still looks like crap, but finally I can do more than just walk. With that out of the way, I remodeled the lady to make an old man. And correct me if I'm wrong, but he looks dope, much better than she does. I mean, he actually looks like an old man. Maybe that's her problem too. I also created some colorful materials to easily decipher which NPCs are interactable. Ah, yeah, because I finally added NPCs to the city. The code is super sophisticated and I have very intelligent city crowd now. Developing would probably be easier if I stopped making stupid mistakes. After small corrections, NPCs moved around as expected. What? I don't know what you want, looks fine to me. Okay, Jesus. Happy? Gosh, no creative freedom really. Sliding was obviously intended. Buzzkill. The next step in this last devlog and the last month of development was sound. I planned 3 weeks for audio, but it only took 1 day. How could I have overestimated like this? You see, I thought I would compose music myself. It wouldn't be too weird if I could, I don't know, play any instrument. I don't know, like I came to my senses and took another shortcut, so I just used free Unreal Engine Fantasy Music Pack and chose the least fantasy track of all for my level. Also, I recorded voiceovers for dialogues. I know, brilliant. My voice acting is almost as good as Baldur's Gate. And created some monologues for intro, cutscenes and outro.
Welcome to Solhame, a city where everybody...
Other than that, I didn't do much, as movement sounds came with ALS, and I didn't do UI sounds, as UI makes me go, well done. Last step was polishing. I removed a lot of stuff, like save system or quest hint system, or many of the story actions. I am happy I wasted countless weeks on them in the past, considering that I don't really need them, and I didn't learn a lot while developing them. Score! I added skip options to dialogue finally, which wasn't too difficult, but I truly hate myself for it. I really wanted to force players to read dialogues, as if playing my game wasn't enough of a punishment. But I couldn't stand to wait through the dialogues when testing, so yeah, I did it for myself. Also, I did mention in October that I would finish dialogues if I had time. And good news! I didn't have time, so no need to talk about it. So here it is, the demo. Available on my personal PC for everyone who has access to it. While watching the gameplay in the background, let's summarize this project a little. Let's go back to September, when I went through a little bit of a breakdown on camera. It was my third, fourth, or I don't know, fifth maybe, project that I knew I would not finish, and I desperately needed a win. After over a year of struggling, I decided to make a fake finish. In other words, demo that you are witnessing right now. I created a 3 months recovery plan, minimum viable product plan, to salvage whatever was salvageable. And I succeeded, kinda. It's obviously not the most marvelous game on a market. It's not on a market. It's not even close to the worst games on Steam. But I needed a small win, as I really want to make games, but I keep failing, and I don't grow as fast as others that I observe. The last 3 months were intense, but not exhausting, and they gave me hope I can really do this. I work full-time in the actual game dev studio, and this might surprise you, but I don't really feel that I develop games there. I definitely don't grow any skills directly for game development. You know, it's a big company, and I mostly create scripts and tools for artists, so I am a little detached from the actual game development. And before that, I was a tester, so I was not developing anything, I was just testing it. Those few hours a week when I create something of my own that I can actually feel and see is something truly empowering and amazing, but also very demotivating, as it all goes so slow. That is why I will probably focus on some other stuff in 2024. You know, other than developing one game for a whole year. I will share more details soon. I have a lot of ideas of what I want to do. That's it for today. You know the drill. Don't like, don't subscribe, and I see ya when I see ya. And feel free to keep watching the gameplay if you want. Bye-bye!
So this is supposed to be a dramatic cutscene where our detective reads the part of the letters and she comes to the conclusion that this is the suicide note and she becomes very, very upset about it. And that's it for this demo part. I hope you liked it. In case you haven't noticed, this game is supposed to teach you how to grow your mental strength and resilience. This is just a very small piece of this game, so there will be more in the final one. Goodbye!